They sold 1,000,000 records, yeah. Used to be on my checklist. Big diamonds don't need a necklace. Look, we built the sound like it's double speed Tetris. I cannot build without God in it. We built the sound, you can't copy this. I never brag, it's just confidence. I never rap for your compliments. I wrote this one for the indie grind. If you ain't signed on the dotted line, can't buy my soul with no dollar signs. The industry so full of troglodytes. I don't follow trends. Run it up. Say that with my chest. Run it up. No, I will not bend. Run it up.
We are about 15 or so miles northwest of world-famous Miami Beach as we are set for football at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. Today, it's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we've got a good one in store between the Houston Texans and the Miami Dolphins. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards. It's a play fake. Here's Willis.
On the move, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Corey Peters busting through to get him for a loss of 6.
So that time, Charles, a quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
And this came from the interior of the defensive line. And these guys, they're normally anchors of that spot. And they don't often get clear shots at the quarterback. But in this case, he got past the center and the guard in no time and got there to make the play.
And he's got room.
As we check the next-gen stat.
And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Tyreek Hill with touchdown number 8 on the year.
And the Dolphins go down the field in just 2 plays to take the early lead.
Extra point up and good on Sanders. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
A fairly short kick from the 14. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30. First and 10 now for Mills and the Texans.
At the 31-yard line.
A first down throw for Mills.
A dump down to McKinnon. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal.
Looking for Landry, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by Javon Holland.
And he will bring it back. It's a pick six and a Dolphins touchdown.
Still in the first quarter, but what a great start for them. I mean, they controlled the airwaves, Charles, on both sides. They had the passing touchdown. Then they intercept the pass of the other squad and take it back for another score.
Man, I know we have a ton of time, but what an early backbreaker they just delivered. And they appear to be totally dialed in. And that offense, they're forced to run right back out. Still shaking up a bit, but feeling the pressure to put something on the scoreboard. They've got to be careful here.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up first and 10. Mills throw into the hands of Folkser here. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that will bring up second down. Good throw there to start this second possession. Maybe help erase the memory of the interception he threw first possession.
Yeah, I think a lot of the time now there's a communication between the head coach, offensive coordinator, quarterback's coach. All right, we're going to get him settled. It's not easy after you throw a pick six. You might want to just run the football, but I think in most cases you want to give him easy throws that he's comfortable with to get him going again. It's not necessarily just throwing one or 2 yards. What throws does he like to make? Give him a couple of those and get him going.
Definitely looked like one he was comfortable with on the last throw. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on third down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Mills. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They've needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out, didn't give him a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call our BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And rode him right out of bounds. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
He's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
3rd and short yardage, Mills. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jerome Baker. He's at the 40, 20, 10, and he will bring it back. It's a pick six and a Dolphins touchdown.
Charles, it is pretty rare that we see a team build this kind of lead in the opening quarter. And, man, they seem to be clicking on all 3 phases right there. The defense doing its part with a pick six.
Has absolutely been the definition of a start that you would pick for yourself and for your team, right? And they just want to stay in this zone. What's truly incredible about this start is they can add on a couple more scores. This one could legitimately be over in the second quarter.
And they'll start at the 25 as McKinnon decides against returning it. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
A gain there of 21 yards.
Well, these guys certainly need something good to go their way because this first quarter has been something of a disaster for them trying to move the ball. But that completion there maybe can get them focused and moving in the right direction.
On play action, Mills. His throw incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. From the gun, they will run with McKinnon. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job
On third down, here's Mills. Open man is Mechie, and he's got him. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 36. Nice third down conversion and even 20 yards.
And, partner, they're locked in man coverage out left and end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. He's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
And Mills is intercepted for the third time. Picked off by Channing Tindall. Past the 20. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six and a Dolphins touchdown. Well, this defense is circling early. A pick six there, and they are off to the races here this first quarter.
And, partner, when you get off to a first quarter lead like this, it really frees you up defensively to take some chances, really apply some heat. And that was just a tremendous play to pick that ball off and bring it back for a score.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes the score 28-0. So this not what we expected. 28-0 here in the first as another kickoff is away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game. With a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
On 2nd and 9, Mills. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a first down as well.
A nice chunk play from the tight end position, and it illustrates the cohesiveness that he and his quarterback have. Both saw the extra defender doubling him up, and they still combined for the completion and big gain.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line.
Jerome Baker crashing downhill and getting the stop.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
Play action now, Mills.
Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he let him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
From the gun, here's Mills.
And he will be out of bounds here on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Fielded just inside the 20. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And it'll be Dolphin football. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
Coming off every player's friend, the open week from last weekend.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. Even if you're coming off of a loss as they did, the open week is exactly what you need after you kind of get over it a little bit, right? Rest up the mind, rest up the body, get yourself ready to go. And they have to be eager to play again, especially since they lost the last time out.
2nd down and another run with Edmonds.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
And some space here. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. He's able to rip off 32 on that It's a first down.
So that's what that elbow in my ribs was all about. You thought they were going to throw the ball as well.
Absolutely. I think everybody thought they were throwing the football, caught him off guard.
Yeah, I'm telling you, when you have the courage to make that type of a play call, a lot of times you actually get rewarded.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there forcing a loss on that play.
And he'll take this one down to the 36. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. We'll see what they have drawn up here, a little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Take us to 4th down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
That was perfect. From distance, he steps up, knocks it right down Main Street.
Main Street's celebrating right now. I love the mechanics of the whole thing. Snap, hold, everything was right on target, and the blocking was perfect, and he executed so well.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
On 2nd and 12, Mills being chased out left. He's got a man, complete. Touchdown, Houston. Jerick McKinnon, his first touchdown on the year. And the Texans are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. And he's got it as the score is now 31-7. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they, on paper, Charles, no doubt they have the edge in this one. They are sitting with the AFC elite, and on the other side, they're down toward the bottom of the AFC. But you know what they say, especially at this point in the season, watch out for a trap game.
And in doing so, I would take game plan and condense it. I would rely on my fundamentals, the fact that my players are proxy win.
19 Lions. On the ball. Ready.
To throw again on 2nd down. Willis. And his throw here's incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Third down, it's Willis. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Corey Peters. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. On 4th down, Matt Ariza sent on to punt. And taken right at the 35. Oh, look at the juke. Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
Mills on 1st down. Over the middle, it's complete. And they're going to move it down inside the 25. 19 yards there on the catch and run. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Mills to throw it. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line. He's sacked. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
3 scores down, not even at halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician Marvin, isn't he? Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate. When you're running the slant, timing is everything. And against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
Facing this big first half deficit, they keep the field goal unit on the sideline. They're going for it. Mills to throw for it on 4th. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down. I appreciate the aggressiveness trying to go for it there on 4th down, but you're in the red zone, had 3 points in your back pocket. Instead, Charles, they throw it away.
Certainly a big call to go for it on 4th down. As you said, in the red zone. Definitely going to cost them 3 points, and we'll see how that affects the game as time goes on.
1st down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Now he's going to throw it back deep over the middle. And he fires one that's intercepted. Derek Stingley picks it. And the Texans are going to get the football back at their own 17.
A feather in the cap for the defender, picking off one of the league's better quarterbacks so far this season. And add another feather in the cap for the coaches, too. Excellent game plan, and they had their guys aware of his ability to roll out and how to defend against it.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's going to look deep now for Landry. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins are going to take over at their own 41. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day, because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Well, sometimes an incompletion is the right play. And he showed that he's learned from his earlier interception on that throw. Instead of forcing it, he just tossed it away.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Buffalo 18.
The shotgun snap to Willis. This one complete to Jalen Waddle. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 22 yards there, a 1st down. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it from that.
And all the way in for the Miami touchdown. Harris Campbell in the final seconds of the first half. And the Dolphins would extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the round is on here in this first half.
So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. Jerick McKinnon to take it out of the end zone.
And he's going to be out of bounds here as the run back will leave him shy of the 20-yard line. The white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number one. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout as we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Texans down on the scoreboard, but they do get the first crack here as we are back underway in the second half.
Out of the end zone comes McKinnon. And they're going to start in a hole as he's brought down at the 11th.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And now here's another interception.
Picked by the linebacker, Brian Asamoah. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football.
That one is going to sting. First play of the third quarter and a turnover.
And you have to know that at halftime, they spent a lot of time going through their checklist of what they wanted to accomplish to start this third quarter. Turning it over like this was not on that list.
Not at all. And you come out of the locker room trailing, so that first drive to establish momentum is very key.
Crucial.
There to make the tackle, Steven Nelson.
And Brandon, every running back wants to use their speed in order to get out in front of things. Sometimes you just have to be patient, let blocks develop. On that play, that didn't happen.
Second down and another run with Edmonds.
And he's going to battle his way down right around the 2-yard line.
44 yards on the ground for him so far.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
They'll try and run here with Mostert.
Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
And when the defense wins and gets up no yardage on a running play, that's something they can build on and carry themselves forward throughout the game.
Here we go, here we go.
Willis on the sneak.
He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th.
Mostert.
And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
They're right there at the 1. No gain, but don't let that stop you. Line back up and keep going at them. If I'm them, I'm thinking about going at it 4 straight times.
Again, it's Mostert, but he will lose yardage here as they knock him back to the 3.
They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down.
This has not been a fun sequence for him at all. 1st and goal, no gain. 2nd and goal, he ends up losing yardage. He may be trying to talk him into getting the ball 3rd time, but I think it's going to be difficult for him to win that.
And he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. Chase Edmonds,
his 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins use the short field to get in for 6.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. Or win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Channing Tindall, the one who got to really drop it. So now after the sack, Mills and the Texans needing to navigate a 3rd and long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. And my goodness, another interception.
Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. Feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Another carry now for Edmonds. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Now a give to Mostert running right.
And he's going to bowl his way into the end zone for the Dolphins score.
Raheem Mostert, a 10-yard touchdown run. And the Dolphins take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
Down the sideline he goes. And he's going to get this down inside the 5 before he's out of bounds.
A big play there on the catch and run. And even 70 yards.
Looking to throw is Mills.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel...
And he's in. Touchdown, Houston.
Davis Mills.
A 3-yard run as he kept it himself.
And the Texans are able to claw one back.
Fairbairn now to add the extra point. So they get one score back, but still a long ways to go here in this 3rd quarter. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30. The 40. Still going inside the 30. And they are not going to catch him. He's in. Touchdown, Miami.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules. And if you do, you're taking on some responsibility. And he was happy to do so there.
So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues.
It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown. Brandon Cooks, 75 yards.
And the Texans are able to eat in just a bit to this sizable deficit. Mills going to throw for it.
And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They're obviously right now in the driver's seat, comfortably ahead. They've scored on a couple straight possessions, Charles. And, I mean, for them, I guess it's just more of the same, right? Keep doing what you've been doing.
Yeah, it's not typical for us to see games out of reach in the third quarter. Right now, they're unstoppable in this one. And seeing how they just came out onto the field, it does appear like they're done scoring points in this one. They look awfully confident.
On second down, this is Edmonds. And he'll be stopped up at the 26 after a gain of only a couple.
He was brought down at the 26. A gain of 2 brings up quarters and 9.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The offense on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. They'll run with Edmonds again. And he is going to lose yardage here. Not at all what they envisioned on third down. 3 yards in the wrong direction.
And that's exactly what offenses try to avoid by using motion and throwing different formations up. They hate when he can draw a bead on the play, get a running start, and make a big play behind the line of scrimmage as he did just there.
Fielded just inside the 30. 45 yards, that's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return.
And the Texans will take over.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Off the play fake, Mills.
Open man is Howard, the tight end.
On the move past the 40.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
4th quarter, certainly not enough time for a comeback, but nice to see them making use of the time remaining to try and make this one a little more respectable.
Yeah, I think the ultimate goal, good execution, be crisp, be sharp, and find a way to put some points on the board to make this thing look just a little bit better.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there.
That's a nice job there defensively being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming off the first down before they could get much out of it.
Right where they set it down started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
Again, he's got that man Landry. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that's going to bring up a fourth down.
Here we go.
Now Mills on the sneak. And this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward. And indeed he did not. They stop him. A wall of bodies there. Nowhere to burrow through the line on the quarterback sneak. And the Dolphins defense is able to hold. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. It'll be Edmonds to begin the drive. They find some open field here. There he goes left side. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Chase Edmonds, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Dolphins look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And this one was over a while ago as he's on a big lead. The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away.
And they'll start at the 25 as McKinnon decides against returning it. First and 10 now for Mills and the Texans.
At their own 25-yard line.
Throwing, Mills.
He's got a man, complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 39 yards there, a big one. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the fourth, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything.
And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. They bring a man off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Here's Mills. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Oh, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Third and long for Mills.
And now here's another interception. Picked off by Jerome Baker. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. They go back to the ground, this time Mostert. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here is stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do
late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, where our booth is here, we can see all of the writers to our left, and their post-game stories, Charles, they have been filed for some time because this game, boy, is...
And now it's blocked. A great return there of 22 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. So after the block PAT, they're ready to kick this one off. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things.
He's got a man complete.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
36 yards on the play. That's evidence of why you spend a high draft pick on a receiver, isn't it, Charles?
It certainly is. His ability to make plays like that, and we've seen flashes of it from him so far in his rookie season. But also, it opens things up for the rest of the offense because they have to bring their attention to him as well.
And they will get him down, but not before he gets very good yardage there, as that will lead us right into the 2-minute warning.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And the screen unsuccessfully dropped him.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Mills. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Emmanuel Agba. And he'll record his 5th sack of the season.
So after the sack, Mills and the Texans needing to navigate a 3rd and long.
And my goodness, another interception. Nick Needham picks it off.
And the Dolphins are going to get the football back at their own 17.
Yet another mistake after the interception there. And, gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter.
Ready? Ready?
And they'll indeed take a knee.
Usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
So for the Dolphins, they keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 8-3 on the year. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the San Francisco 49ers. Meanwhile, for the Texans, the problems just get worse and worse as they fall to 2-9 now on the year. And they'll try to make amends next week as they host the Cleveland Browns.